So if you're just now starting in the world of iOS development, I can understand if it's a lot of frameworks out there that are rather intimidating and rather fun and also rather both at the same time. And especially as someone who's been in the field for now 2 years, coming up this August. Wait a minute, it's September. Okay, never mind. Well, someone who has now 2 years of experience within iOS development, I have a lot of knowledge around certain frameworks, or at least, just some of the basics of it. And today, I just want to kind of show off like 3 frameworks I think are like really easy and fun to get into. Now, this is of course based off of knowledge and what you have, because I know a lot of this stuff even deals with a lot of like Swift concurrency and just some more basic Swift fundamentals and syntax that might require a little bit of understanding and of course practice. Of course, these 3 frameworks I'm just trying to limit down to, you can include them within SwiftUI. Let's just say you are beginning out in SwiftUI and you want to do some cool things with it, then I am trying to, like I say, cater that around this, but I think it also can go both ways if you're going both UiKit or SwiftUI. Now, to start off, really my favorite framework, and if it's already not mentioned in a couple of my videos, it's MapKit. MapKit is super cool what you can do with it, and even seeing it within the Apple Maps app, it really looks well. Like I love MapKit because it's just all the details and annotations, and it kind of gives you that understanding of how like object-oriented stuff is supposed to work within a mobile application. And thankfully with SwiftUI, especially with the likes of now Xcode 15 coming out this month, it's a lot easier to get things such as annotations, overlays, and pretty much every other map detail that is included within the map view, MK map view itself within SwiftUI. Now don't fret, if you want to of course get a lot more of the UiKit aspect of MapKit within SwiftUI, then you can easily do a UI view representable and go about that way. I just want to kind of, like I said, show off that you're just using SwiftUI. So of course you can always have multiple ways or other ways of including MK map view within the SwiftUI view, and I've done it tremendously amount of times. So really take MapKit as one of those frameworks where you kind of have to think a little bit more of yourself, but you're also having fun, because when you're thinking and you finally figure out all the bugs and everything else behind it, you have an application now that, works to your liking. And second up on this list, this is actually a really fun framework to really play with because it allows you to tap in with the Apple Music API and I believe some other instances and other features of Apple Music, and that is of course MusicKit. Now MusicKit itself, the way certain things work behind it, like I said, I'm trying to scale this based upon knowledge and skill. But MusicKit, a lot of the stuff that has to go within it does require a lot more thinking and a lot more understanding of how the application music player or the system music player works, and how you can cue songs, play songs, or of course, fetch from Apple Music itself and allow it to stream music directly on the device through your application. And I believe with this whole new phase of asynchronous and Swift concurrency, I believe a lot of the MusicKit syntax itself is a lot more async awaits compared to the likes of completion handlers and closures and escaping and all that crap. So you do have to have some knowledge there, and a good amount of stuff around it does require some generics, which really tap into generics if you're not too familiar with it. And I believe that, if MusicKit is definitely one of those frameworks you want to try to play around with and make whatever MusicKit app that you want to make. Now, I did make a MusicKit app like a couple months back that I kind of am still working on. I'm just trying to figure out some bugs regarding the application music player. It was supposed to be a carpooling type of music app. I kind of lost the feeling of it, and I just ended up creating my own music app because Apple they stole my idea, this iOS version, and I am just kind of scrapping that out as a carpooling feature. So as you can see, I have this whole like Apple Music type experience, but it's more catered around more of the artwork and more of just the genuine feeling you feel around it when you're using the application, And a lot around it, I used, I believe, core data. No, I used just basic user defaults for certain things because I think I was still understanding core data. And as you can see, it's just overall pretty fun just seeing the albums and working with the data flow between, suggested albums and, suggested songs, and allow them, like I said, to just display. And it's, like I said, really cool working with it when you want to play music, pause music, and it even pops up in Apple Music. Like, MusicKit is just one of those frameworks where I feel like, it's worth learning the more of the hard part to have fun with it and understand, once again, how Apple Music API works and just how cool it is, you know, seeing a Little Yachty or like a Nicki Minaj album pop up in the application and then be able to play those songs. Like, you know, it's cool. And my third framework, and this is more of a newer framework because I believe this came out last WWDC, and that is of course WeatherKit. Now WeatherKit, I do put this at the end of it because WeatherKit unfortunately requires the use of an Apple developer account. And if you're just starting and you're not too sure if you want to take this field or continue the field of iOS development, then it does come at a cost of about $100 for the, you know, the developer subscription, and it's a yearly subscription as well. And that's what I kind of say it's at the last because, you know, it's one of those frameworks where you kind of wish you didn't have to pay, but you know, really what you can do with it is actually really cool. And with WeatherKit, like I've mentioned, it even goes as far within the weather application itself. Depending on location, you can do a lot of things where you can use a user location to do weather, or I don't know, maybe have some fun with it regarding like some weather details. And it does pack a lot of information like conditions, weather, temperature. I do think the naming convention of a lot of this stuff is rather confusing, but I do think at the end of it, once you learn and like I said, pay for the subscription, understand number one, how the Apple developer subscription account services work, and you also might tap into some app store guidelines and stuff. And I'll be including a fourth one, and this one deals with more advanced understanding of like machine learning and stuff, and that is of course CoreML. CoreML itself is actually really fun to use, and I've actually made an application using CoreML to detect objects, and I have a video on my channel where it was supposed to be for the Swift Student Challenge, and it was all pretty much around CoreML, trying to understand or, you know, detect different types of produce such as fruits and vegetables, and it even used a barcode text scanner, and I think that was Vision. I think that was Vision that did that. But anyways, it detected UPC codes, produce, everything. Fortunately, I didn't win the challenge. Try again this year. But I think CoreML is one of them frameworks that once you feel like, you know, you've got over the hurdle of learning how syntax works and learning over the easier stuff, and you know, even just downloading CreateML, you have a plethora, a lot of options regarding object detection, text detection. You can do like voice, you can do stuff with audio, so a lot of stuff you can do around it. But mainly for me, I love the object detection or like the understanding of it and how you can kind of manipulate and understand data. And it also, like I've mentioned, gets you into the world of machine learning and how certain things such as annotations, just understanding exactly how core and pretty much machine learning goes within Apple's, you know, a lot of their applications, such as like, let's say the camera app. All right, so I hope I did a good job with this video. I really tried to nail down exactly to more beginner's understanding, and then try to scale out, like I've mentioned, some more of the difficulty of each framework. If anyone is watching and has some other suggestions that I might have missed out, or just kind of some misinformation I might be misinforming, then please let me know in the comments below. I say happy 2nd anniversary to me learning iOS development, and I really am excited to what else can come in the future. And I'm just hoping that, you know, people such as yourself stays in within this field, because I know I wanted to give up a lot of time. So please just stay as long as you can, and always reach out for help, and you'll get there. Trust me. All right, so thank you for watching. I have 2 applications I need to continue working on, and yeah, that is this 18 minutes, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cut this down because I talk too much. But yeah, bye.